इम्पॉर्टंट आसा, कित्याक हालींच एक चळवळ कशी जाल्ली हांगा ओल्ड गोवा भितर, आनीक ताजे उपरांत आमी कांय जाण तितून त्या दिसाक वावुरताले. पण आतां कशें फुडें व्हरपाचें ताजेर विचार करून, सगळो विचार करून आमी एक डिमांड लेटर, म्हणजे डिमांड कशें ह्या ओल्ड गोवा बद्दल. ओल्ड गोवा फक्त तितल्या पुरतोच न्ही, हांगा पयर कितें जालां तें की इन्फॉर्मेशन सेंटर जे बांदूंक वताले तितल्या पुरतो न्ही, बट आफ्टर डीप रिसर्च आमचो प्रोफेसर प्रजाल बाबा आसा, हांगा योगेश आसा, तसोच आवेडतीन आसा, आमी कांय तेजेर गंभीरतायेन विचार करून हो एक डिटेल लेटर सेंटराक बरयल्या. मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ कल्चर, न्यूज सेक्रेटरी टू गव्हर्मेंट ऑफ इंडिया जॉईन जाल्ले आसा हालींच, विवेक अग्रवाल हे 2-4 दीस जाले जॉईन जाल्यार तांच्याच हातान ही लेटर फोडल्या. आनी हे लेटरीन कंप्लीट म्हणजे फूल हिस्ट्री, नॉट जस्ट पर्टेनिंग टू द पोर्चुगीज पिरियड, पण ताचे फाटल्यान, ताचे पयलीं ताचो जो इतिहास आसा ते सगळे मांडून आमी कांय डिमांड घातल्या हाचेर. आनी एक हांव सांगता हातून की मोरलेस पळयलें जाल्यार स्टेट गव्हर्मेंट सोडलो जाल्यार बाकीच्यांक सगळ्यांक इंट्रस्ट आसा टुवर्ड्स प्रिजर्वेशन ऑफ दीस युनेस्को हेरिटेज सायट. स्टेट गव्हर्मेंट लेवलाचेर जी यंत्रणा आसा ती पयली जाल्यार सदांच फाटीं, म्हणजे एक पावल सुद्दां फुडें मारपाक तयारी दाखयना. सो हाजेर कितें आसा, एक भिरांत आसा की युनेस्को स्टेटस जो गव्हर्मेंट ऑफ इंडियान एप्लिकेशन करून मेळोवन घेतलेलो ह्या सायटीक, तो फाल्यां वी शूड नॉट लूज इट. सो हे सुरवात करून हांव प्रजाल बाबा कडेन मागतां हाचेर मातशें विस्तारीत सांगपाक, वॉट एक्झॅक्टली इज द इश्यू एंड वॉट एक्झॅक्टली आर द डिमांड्स बिफोर द गव्हर्मेंट ऑफ इंडिया. वी ओनली एक्सपेक्ट गव्हर्मेंट ऑफ इंडिया टू एक्ट ऑन दीस, कित्याक सो मेनी स्टेक होल्डर्स आर देर. ऑथॉरिटीज वायज सेंट्रल गव्हर्मेंट आसा, मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ कल्चर, तांचे विंग ASI आसा. विथ ASI ऑफिशियल्स ऑल्सो आय हॅड अ पर्सनल मिटींग इन द सेन्स अंडरस्टँड देअर पॉयंट ऑफ व्यू. आनी मागीर स्टेट गव्हर्मेंट आसा, आनी स्टेट गव्हर्मेंटाच्यो एजन्सीज सगळ्यो, टावन कंट्री प्लॅनिंग, मागीर त्यो पंचायत आनी कितें सगळें आसा तें. सो आय रिक्वेस्ट प्रजल टू थ्रो लायट ऑन दीस.
ओल्ड गोवा ही एक वर्ल्ड हेरिटेज सायट जावन आसा, आनी वर्ल्ड हेरिटेज सायट जाल्ल्या कारणान 1 किलोमीटर up to 1 kilometer away from the world heritage site no development can take place असो युनेस्कोचो रूल आसा. युनेस्को, दॅट इज युनायटेड नेशन्स एज्युकेशनल सायंटिफीक कल्चरल ऑर्गनायझेशन जे आसा ताचो रूल आसा. सो युनेस्को रूल, ASI रूल, गोवा सर्कल प्लस दिल्ली प्लस स्टेट आर्किओलॉजी. सो देर आर मेनी स्टेक होल्डर्स, मेनी एजन्सीज दॅट प्रोटेक्ट ओल्ड गोवा. बट इज ओल्ड गोवा ट्रुली प्रोटेक्टेड? कारण थंय एक बंगलो बांदला विदीन द वर्ल्ड हेरिटेज सायट प्रिसिंग, जो तुम्ही पळयला आसतलो. दॅट बंगलो इज ऑलमोस्ट कंप्लीट. दॅट इज द बिगस्ट वायलेशन आय थिंक इन द होल वर्ल्ड, where a bungalow is constructed within the world heritage site of UNESCO. Now when you look at old Goa, आम्ही या लेटरान हो इतिहास दिला, हिस्ट्री दिल्या की ओल्ड गोवा इज नॉट ओनली पोर्चुगीज पिरियड. ओल्ड गोवा हॅज प्री पोर्चुगीज पिरियड. ओल्ड गोवाची हिस्ट्री जर पळयली जाल्यार इट वॉज कॉल्ड एला, आणि एला ताचे आमकां रेफरन्स मेळटा रायट फ्रॉम 11th सेंचुरीचो राजबीद, जो कदंब राजा जयकेशी I हाणें बांदिल्लो राजबीद, दॅट इज कनेक्टिंग द सेकंड कॅपिटल ऑफ गोवा गोपकपट्टना टू ओल्ड गोवा. So 9 kilometers वयर एक लॅटराइट रोड आसा. That road which was built by Kadamba King Jaikeshi I in 11th century, connecting the two ports, Zuari and Mandavi, that is totally violated. ताजेर डामर घाल्लो तेन्ना आमी ताजेर आंदोलन केल्लें. थंय ते डामर घाला, थंय बंगले बांदतात, थंय लॉट ऑफ डेव्हलपमेंट इज टेकिंग प्लेस. मागीर वयर म्हणजे देर इज old Goa which is on top of the hill and there is old Goa which is down. So what I am talking right now is pre-Portuguese old Goa. So military barracks asa, underground palace of Saundekar asa. Saundekar Raja जो शेल्टर दिल्लो पोर्तुगीजांनी अंडरग्राउंड पॅलेस, दॅट पॅलेस इज स्टील देर, lying in a totally neglected condition, but it is there. If you go inside Kadamba plateau भितर जर गेलो जाल्यार you will find the underground palace. मागीर 12th century ची ब्रह्मपुरी जी कदंबा क्वीन कमला देवीन बांदिल्ली ताजे अवशेष आसात. फुडें मागीर ताजे फाटल्यान गोरक्ष मठ आसा, which was later on used by the Portuguese as gallows. मागीर थंय एक आर्क आसा, फोर्ट आर्क, which is still there. 16th century chapel asa, वयर भितर सारखे, very old chapel. Nobody must have seen it. Plus wells, tanks, ponds, lotus ponds of the queens. So because it was called Kadamba Plateau because of all these reasons. Then there are many things that the Portuguese and एक fort बांदिल्लो तो आसा वयर, आणि big fortification wall around which करमळे जर तुम्ही पळयले, the wall gate can be still seen. So all around old Goa, it is top. There are so many heritage things. There are fort walls. There are several things there. But the वयले जे आसा ते notify जावना, it is not enjoying any legal protection. So it is free. Builders are free. तेन्ना आमी PWD कडे inspection करून घेतिल्ले आणि ते stop केल्ले. My moat आसा व्हडली खंदक, that is being filled up by the builders. So everywhere the top old Goa, which is called Ella, even down that is Ella only. That entire thing, and through garbage treatment plant येवपाचो आशिल्लो. When there are 7 churches and convents which are under World Heritage, plus there are many other churches and chapels also on the hills. There are 7 hills of Old Goa. Their hills are crowned by churches, and in the vicinity a garbage treatment plant is supposed to come. That's a big andolan we had done that time. So अशे इतले violent kiosk, buildings, people are constructing all over. Okay, आता आर्सेनल जे तेन्ना आमी वाचयल्ले, there is Elvis बाबान योगेशान वचून थंय आंदोलन केलें, थंय कॅनन बॉल्स मेळ्ळा, आर्सेनल that full where the weapons were being made, that, आणि plus you have monuments of the Adil Shahi period. Adil Shah's fort wall is there. Adil Shah's fort wall is there. Adil Shah's fort palace site is there. मागीर the temples that were demolished, ताचे कदंबा हिराचे temple doorway आसा, the Kadamba lion is there on that. Where Adil Shah's palace, Kadamba lion आसा, मागीर the gods and goddesses तो दरवट आसा next to the Cajetan church, and next to it is the big bungalow which is there. So complete violations after violations are seen in Old Goa. That is why Elvis Bab, myself, Yogesh, Avertin Bab, we have written a letter to the central agency, because this issue has to be taken to the center now. Because ASI हांगा आसून, गोवा स्टेट आर्किओलॉजी आसून, पंचायत आसून कितें फायदो? Violations are seen every day in Old Goa. Old Goa कदंबा टायमाचे जाले, मागीर आदिल शाहचे ते हेडक्वॉर्टर्स आशिल्ले, मागीर पोर्तुगीजांनी घेतले. From 1510, in 1530, Old Goa became the capital. It was called Ciudad de Goa, Rome of the Orient, Pearl of the East. It was described variously. Before it was shifted to Panjim, Old Goa was the capital. Old Goa म्हणजे वेल्या Goa, to distinguish it from Nova Goa, that is Panjim. So अशे historically rich, plus houses of Fidalgos, कितलेशोच churches, Basilica, Say Cathedral, Rosary Church, Anthony's Chapel, Saint Augustine Complex, मागीर Cajetan Church, Milagres Church, Viceroys are कितलेशोच different Franciscan churches, Francis of Assisi. Magir Saint Catherine Chapel, the first Christian structure that was built in Goa was in Old Goa. And Say Cathedral, Ashe Sabar churches ashille, Ashe important Ashe World Heritage Site today is seeing violations galore. So what is the ASI's role? What is the state archaeology role? What is the panchayat's role? We are questioning this, and we have now represented to the center ministry, central ministry, because it is a World Heritage Site. It might face the threat of being denotified. So we are worried. So that is why we are taking this press conference, and through the media we want to state it very loud and clear that Old Goa needs protection. Old Goa needs master plan. Everything is written over there. Elvis Bab will tell you about the master plan, and Avertin Bab and Yogesh will also tell you further.
So Prajal and Sakhardande, I will just read out to you more or less what are our demands. Okay. First, we have described Old Goa as a World Heritage under threat. Then, how rich old Goa is, not just as a Portuguese era, but beyond that. Then the universal value of that, and the sacred sites पळय आसा ताजे significance, other historical features, architectural heritage, आणि how it comes under threat. आम्ही त्या बंगलोच्या आता ऑलरेडी सांगला, illegal structures येता, unregulated vending all around, garbage treatment plant. These are some factors that can come in the way of protection of this site. And finally, आमचे recommendation. We have recommended a complete holistic approach, not just the, as I said, not just the Portuguese era, but which will go beyond that, even the 10th century, 11th century period. And the richness of this whole area, both upper Old Goa and the lower Old Goa, Magir, we have demanded that there should be a formulation of an implementation of a comprehensive master plan. This is very important. कित्याक लोक जायते फावटी master plan म्हणटा, but exactly what that master plan is, sometimes it is missed out. So we have demanded that there should be a comprehensive master plan, strict enforcement of existing laws. आता सगळें कितें देशांत चलता ते कायद्याचेर चलता न्ही. So there are very strong laws which are ignored here by the concerned agencies. Then that we have demanded. Then we have demanded formulation of the heritage bylaws. Now एक important हे म्हणल्यार जाणा जावन घेवंक जाय. When the Amasa Act was amended, one important provision that was inserted therein is each state must make their heritage bylaws for the protected sites. Unfortunately, Goa is one which has not made the heritage bylaws for the UNESCO protected site. मागीर आमी illegal constructionाचेर that should be addressed म्हटलं. Strategies for sustainable tourism. ह्या आतां tourism चल्ला ते चड दीस sustain जावचें ना. That is what we are worried about. How to sustain the tourism by keeping the character of the place intact, the heritage character of the place intact. तो एक demand घातला. Local communities, involvement of local communities, enhanced collaboration and awareness among local communities. कित्याक finally ताजे benefit कितें आसा sustainable tourismaचे, we have demanded that it should go to the local communities. We have demanded that garbage plant has no place there. It should be relocated. And protecting those sites, आता प्रजालान जे म्हटलां, काय अशे आमचे sites आसा which have remained unprotected. कायद्याचे हितून हाडूंक ना. The UNESCO site आसा ती कायद्यान ASI is responsible for that. पूण बरेचशे artifacts आसा, बरेचशे अशे rich tapestry of the place is remaining unprotected, that we have demanded should be protected. So this is written to the government of India. We will follow up on this to its logical end. This is what we can say today.
I would like to thank Prajal, Sakhardande for really enlightening us with so much of information that shows that this place is so rich in history. Any other country would have not only protected but promoted and developed this place for tourism purpose. When we have such rich history, because Old Goa was one of the top 6 cities, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So having this rich history, we are shocked that this Goa government has absolutely no plan to save these cities. The entire history is getting wiped out under our eyes, and nobody cares about it. This, you see Egypt and other countries, how they have protected historical sites and ensures that the world comes and sees these places. What we are getting today, tourism, is our cheap tourists who only come for alcohol, drugs and women or for trafficking. After having complained, we have all given our written complaints to Archaeological Survey of India, the Old Goa Police and also the Panchayat. There is absolutely no action except for the issuance of the stop work order by ASI. We had demanded the recovery of the material which was removed from that site. Till today, the material has not been brought back. We don't know where it has gone. We don't know where it is being disposed or whether it is sold, because these are the rich, priceless artifacts which have been taken away from the historical site. We request once again the Archaeological Survey of India, the police, the Panchayat and all the Goa government to please investigate where this material has gone and ensure that the material is brought back and the place is restored to its original state. This is very important, crucial, and 1 month has passed. 24th March we had filed a complaint. Till today no action. Absolutely no action. This goes to show that the Goa government has no regard for our history, for protection of our historical sites. Very fact that they want to propose, they have proposed a garbage treatment plant in a historical site is highly condemnable. Nobody in the world will do such a foolish thing, putting a garbage site. Only Michael Lobo can think of this, nobody else. So we request that these sites have to be protected and promoted, and it can be rich source of income for the tourism industry. It's a dying industry today in Goa. Thank you very much.
गोयचे राज्यान जर ASI पळयलें नाजाल्यार आर्किओलॉजी सर्वे म्हणजे ASI ऑर एल्स द लोकल आर्कायव्स डिपार्टमेंट जर पळयलें इट इज म्हाका दिसता हे जे बेसिक जर काम करपाक तेंचे कडेन जायना जाल्यार हे डिपार्टमेंट सरकारान बंद करचें. हे डिपार्टमेंटाची जर गरज ना हे बंद करचें ऑफिसान आनी घर बसचें तेणी. वेन द पब्लीक रिक्वेस्ट दीस पर्टिक्युलर डिपार्टमेंट टू टेक केअर ऑफ द हेरिटेज म्हणजे तेंचें काम लोकांनी तांकां याद करप, तांचें काम प्रेसान तांकां याद करप आनी हे वेगोनी एक वेग हे म्हाका दिसता फाटले 15 ते 20 वर्सां हे चालूच आसा. जर किल्ले जर हेरिटेज मॉन्युमेंट्स ना जाल्यार जे हेरिटेज जे एक्सकवेशन जाता आसतना जे कितें आर्टिफॅक्ट्स मेळटा ते जर प्रोटेक्शन करपाची तेंची क्षमता जर ना जाल्यार दे आर इनकॉम्पिटंट सिटींग इन दॅट डिपार्टमेंट. एंड इफ दे फील दॅट दे आर कॉम्पिटंट इनफ that they have to act within the next 24 hours to 48 hours from the time of the complaints given to the particular department through the press or through the written contents. This is the problem in Goa, wherein the sarkar जे आसा आमचे ते समजुपाक तांकां अजुनूय तांकां डिफिकल्ट जाता काय कितें जाता तें म्हाका कळना. They are not understanding that the major part and the portion of the tourists come to Goa to see the heritage and the history of Goa. What makes Goa unique in the rest of the country is the amalgamation of the different cultures, history and the heritage for which people come here to witness this beautiful amalgamation between the communities and the heritage. So here the administrator itself failed to understand the basic responsibility आणि ताजे खरें म्हाका दिसता गोंयान आनी गोंयकाराक आनी गोंयच्या टुरिझम सेक्टराक हो सगळ्यान व्हडलें दुर्दैव. एंड आय थिंक through this press conference we want to address these issues that please wake up and don't test the times of people, the anger of the people, because by then ultimately it's going to be too late.
सेक्रेटेरिएट जो आहा थिंगा ऑलरेडी पुलीस स्टेशन शिफ्ट केलें. तेजेर तुम्ही कित्याक लागून हें करना? इज इट डिलिबरेट ऑन योर पार्ट that you are not focusing on that? Is it deliberate?
केन्ना जाला? That is not police station.
पुलीस स्टेशन आता काल शिफ्ट जाले थिंगा. पूण तुमकां खबर आसलेली की एक्सपोजिशनाचो जे पळय टेम्पररी तांकां बिल्ड करपाक लायसन्स दिलेलें ASI पासून टेम्पररी दिलां. आफ्टर 10 days ऑफ द एक्सपोजिशन काबार जावन मागीर म्हणलें तेंकां मोडूंक जाय. ते मोडूंक ना. तो तेजेर तुमी कित्याक फोकस करना? बाय डिलिबरेट तुमी अवॉइड करता.
लास्ट टाइम तेन्ना बिस्मार्काच्या टायमार तेन्ना तशेंच जाल्लें एंड दॅट टायम वी हॅड गॉट इट डिमॉलिश्ड. सो दिस टायम इट इज they were demanded last time.
ना सी कितें
ह्या हेजेर तुमी कित्याक त्या हेजेर कित्याक ओनली फोकसिंग ऑन सर्टन थिंग्स. पूण जेन्ना पळय हे एकदम मेजर वायलेशन जालां थिंगा अजून पासून ते स्ट्रक्चर थिंगा आहा तो हेच आहा. नॉट ओनली दॅट ती पळय पिलग्रीम विलेज आहा पळय पिलग्रीम विलेज थिंगा स्ट्रक्चर आहा तो हेच आहा. यू आर नॉट फोकसिंग ऑन दॅट. तो तुमी मास्टर प्लॅन म्हणटा जाल्यार जर तर हिंगा वायलेशन करूंक जाता जाल्यार तुमी मास्टर प्लॅनान कसलो
There was a master plan that this issue would not have come up.
लिसन, आमचो मास्टर प्लॅन डिमांड असो तो आयचो आनी कालचो न्हय. इट हॅज बीन गोईंग ऑन एंड वी आर नॉट द ओनली पीपल हू हॅव डिमांडेड अ मास्टर प्लॅन. पीपल हॅव बीन डिमांडिंग इट फॉर इयर्स टुगेदर, एटलीस्ट टू द बेस्ट ऑफ माय नॉलेज. आमी तो रिइटरेट करता मास्टर प्लॅन. आतां तूं पळय सांगता दॅट टेम्पररी स्ट्रक्चर्स ओल्ड गोवा एक्सपोजिशनाक घातलेले, इफ दे आर टेम्पररी ऑफ टेम्पररी नेचर इज परमिसिबल. दॅट इज वाय दे वर देअर. Listen to me.
I will interrupt. कित्याक लागून तुम्ही पळय थिंगा आसनाला प्रोटेस्ट करपाक गेलेले तुका दिसता ते टेम्पररी बांदला काय म्हणून? That was temporary in
listen to
nature.
me, listen to me. What is temporary and what is permanent? There is a world of a difference. What is temporary? Because they were permissible, perhaps they were erected. Nobody made an issue out during the exposition. Otherwise, during exposition, this issue should have been raised. Now, having
Now, after during exposition, okay, during exposition, कोणेच raise करू ना. So you are raising all the other issues. But what's कित्याक तुम्ही
तुका
deliberate?
मरा, I will share this with you
No,
so you
don't
will
share,
get a
don't
fair
tell me
idea of
what-
what we are demanding. See, don't doubt our intentions.
It is not deliberate. It cannot be
Nothing is
deliberate.
deliberate, and we are
Nothing
not-
is deliberate.
So it
It
is
may
happening
be an oversight on
आता
our
तू
part.
पोलीस
but it
स्टेशन
is
हाडला
not
म्हणटा
deliberate.
पोलीस स्टेशन केन्ना हाडला सॅटर्डे आज मंडे आमकां कशें गमतलें पोलीस स्टेशन हाडला म्हणून
Yes.
We are not aware. Yeah.
Whenever exposition is held, they used to put up temporary structure of bamboos and all. This time, before 1 month before, they put up a concrete structure.
Permanent structures, Baba.
But it is written by ASI that this is all temporary, should be removed or dismantled.
Within 10 days. आता expulsion खबर तुमची
Now,
कधी
on
चालेल?
conclusion of the
Yeah.
exposition.
So
Now
what is
that
the
we
job
are-
of the ASI, the state
Not to
archaeology? They are the agencies. They are paid to protect that. They are paid to protect their job. So they are not doing their job. I must say this.
बरें जालें विचारून सो दिस
Ah.
message will go and despite that we will write also to them now that you have pointed this out we will write to the ASI because it is their job आता योगेशान आताच सांगला if these agencies cannot do their job they have to pack off and go because we are paying them to
They
do this
cannot
job.
do their job. That is why the big bungalow has come. No, a big bungalow has come right in front of the ASI office. So that is so they are paid to do their job, which means they are not doing their job. This is what I can say.
But तुम्ही फकत specific म्हणून when you are talking about old Goa, it has to be for everybody.
तुम्ही आमची letter वाच we
it
will
is-
send you the letter
When
It
you are,
is everybody.
it is not deliberate. We are not. We are interested in the World Heritage Site. The entire site, each and every stone over there.
So
We
तुम्ही
are
आता
interested.
तुम्ही म्हणताले युनेस्को साइट हे
Yeah.
टॅग वचोंक शकता. With this structure also UNESCO tag वचोंक शकता.
Yes.
How you can allow that?
Yeah, no, no.
It cannot
अरे
be
we are
allowed.
demanding
Cannot be
action
allowed.
अनिल पळय आता हेजेर एक तू पॅराग्राफ आसा illegal structures there are 70 structures that are reportedly illegal by their own admission ASI's own admission there are 70 plus illegal structures so we have written about this
There are
Why
several
we should-
structures on
why
the
we
hill
should not
which
be-
do not enjoy any legal protection.
why we should not be
Neither
concerned
there is.
about even these temporary so-called temporary structures which were put during exposition
So ह्याच्या बाबतीत तुम्ही कोणाक कंप्लेंट करतले आता?
इथून
Fresh
सगळं जा,
complaint.
we will- now that you have brought it to our
regarding
notice-
regarding exposition structure.
आणि पोलीस स्टेशन येला ते
ते पोलीस आणि particularly ते एक्सपोजिशन सेक्रेटरीएटान आता पोलीस स्टेशन शिफ्ट केला.
हे पळय जो सरकार न्हू ताका इल्लेशे सुद्दां कॉग्नायझन्स घेवपाक पुरो आतां तुवें रेज केलें आमी उलयलें हें सुद्दां पुरो तांकां जर दोळे आनी कान आसा जाल्यार इट डजंट रिक्वायर एलॉबरेट फॉर ते कंप्लेन दिवपाक जाय बट नेवरदलेस वी विल गिव दॅट इज शुअर
There is a portfolio of archaeology. There is state archaeology. There is ASI. There is all the agencies are there. Panchayat is there. So what is their role? So the questions are asked to the activists, but what is their role?
पण
They-
क्वेश्चन कित्याक लागून विचारला जाणार?
Good you ask this question
question विचारला
so that
की
we can
बाबा
at least
सगळे-
made an accusation. No,
Oh.
so that at least we can
No, no,
make
it
an
enlightens us
accusation.
also.
That
Enlightens
sometimes
us.
the media also enlightens us, na. So we can make an open accusation that what is the role, job of the ASI, because the ASI office is right there. That time there was an Inquisition site there. On that top of the Inquisition site, ASI chemical lab was built. The Inquisition site was buried. So such violations ASI themselves have done in the past. So it is good that you have raised this question. So what is the role of the ASI? The ASI has to look into it. The way सगळे violations चलता, builders are filling up the moat, which is historical. Rajbit, the Kadamba era, 11th century road, they tarred half of it because there are laterite stones there, still exposed. Laterite is there. 9 kilometers I have travelled along the road. That also is being violated. So those who are paid to do their jobs, that means they are not doing their job. How can the bungalow come up right in front of the ASI office?
सी टू द बेस्ट ऑफ आवर नॉलेज अँड बिलीफ अँड एबिलिटी आम्ही ह्या लेटरान 5 पेजीची लेटर बरयल्या ती नॉट अ स्मॉल लेटर अँड वी हॅव एस्कलेटेड इट टू द सेंटर विथ अ डेलिबरेट इंटेन्शन because it is the center that moved a nomination before the UNESCO to get this recognized. Central government is the state player before the UNESCO to get it recognized as a World Heritage Site. The same center. We are not concerned about which parties, political parties are in power. The state, the government of India is responsible. That is why we have taken it up. हितून तुका बरेचशे
And the
मेळटले.
Ministry of Culture, they act immediately म्हणून आयकलां We don't know. So we are addressing to them. And there is one more thing. The Madhav Tirth म्हणून आसा, there is an underground tunnel asa, Brahmapuri, Gomanteshwar temple. Underground tunnel asa, and the folklore is that from that underground tunnel you can reach Pandharpur, which of course is just a folklore. But there is an underground tunnel. So that also is endangered. Somebody was telling me the other day. So there is a threat to Old Goa from all the sides. From builders, from politicians, from the government, from the agencies, from the central government, who are permitting the bungalows to come up within the World Heritage Site, on the periphery, everything. So right up to I think Raibandar and this side of Old Goa has lot of historical monuments.
We demanded police station be relocated from there.
ते आताच कळना न्हू आमकां. We don't even know. It is a permanent arrangement. We don't know.
तेन्ना हातकात्रो खांब्याक 4 गाडयांनी डॅश केले रातचे. सो हातकात्रो खांबो आसा पळय तो PWD कडेन हे करून आमी एक सायट रिलोकेट करपाचें ठरयलें. म्हणजे PWD had identified the site and it was visible site, हातकात्रो खांबो. Then it was opposed. So the हातकात्रो खांबो also is in a vulnerable situation and full surrounded by gutka packets and सगळे आनी ताका मदीं कोणें पेंट मारिल्लो.
गार्लेंड
घालपाक paint. So the Hatkatro Khamo is also it is not enjoying any legal protection. So Hatkatro Khamo is like in no man's land. It is in the middle of the and that is also endangered. Rajbeed, Hatkatro Khamo, Adil Shah's Fort Palace is there. That wall is also facing that bungalow. So this is the problem. So the media, of course, media is always supporting us. So the media should further support us and
and expose these illegalities.
Yes.
See, we are not for these illegalities. It is because of the failure of the government. It's because of the inaction. Illegalities are mushrooming all over Old Goa. These actions are condemnable. No sensible human being will accept these illegalities.
हेजे तुमचो मेजर प्रोटेस्ट बस जातलो वर्ल्ड हेरिटेज सायट ओल्ड गोवा. वर्ल्ड हेरिटेज सायट ओल्ड गोवा.
मेजर प्रोटेस्ट कितली आंदोलनां जाली. आंदोलनां जाय तसो ओल्ड गोवा खातीर कितली आंदोलनां जाली. including आंदोलन अगेन्स्ट गार्बेज. बट इट इज नॉट टेकन इनटू कॉग्निझन्स. मातशे कॉस्मेटीक मातशे हें करतात ते लिप सर्वीस दे आर प्रोवायडींग जालें. मागीर परत violations are taking place.
Now citizens and people like us are forced to go to court for every small reason.
Yeah.
So we request the government, please don't compel us once again to go to court and stop this nonsense.
कोर्टांनी फायदो ना. ते झाड मारले म्हणून आमी कोर्टान गेल्ले. कितें जालें एक झाड रिलोकेट केलें दुसरें झाड उडयलें. सो वी हॅड गॉन सो एक झाड एक खांबो एक हाजे एक फातरा खातीर सुद्दां आमी कोर्टान गेल्ले आसा. It's because of public spirit citizens.
So, we are not getting any personal benefit. We are here to save Goa, our history, our culture, our environment. It is not for our benefit.
Do you think democratically protesting and putting petitions and memorandums is now not effective anymore?
No. It is one of the ways. See, if you want to
Not
bring awareness,
effective anymore. Are you saying that?
it's not. We are not.
It's not
saying that.
effective, I think.
See, unless people
think
come
it's
in
not
large
effective.
numbers.
No,
Has things changed in Indian democracy now?
No, if you want to have effectiveness, then you need mass movement. See,
Democracy
His
always
question
a
is
question
that,
mark.
yeah,
You
see,
have a right
in the
question.
democracy, people's participation is most important. If people don't come in large numbers, if there is no mass support, if there is no mass protest, then there is no effectiveness. If 10,000 people come to Old Goa, definitely the government will get shaken up. If 2,000 taxi drivers can shake government, who come on the streets in Panjim and can shake the government, if you get 5,000 people only or 3,000 people in Old Goa, it can shake the government. Ultimately, it's the people.
No, we are
Then
not.
democracy.
We are not on any numbers right now. Your question is whether it is no more effective demonstrations, but that doesn't mean they should stop. See, this country is founded on these democratic principles. We have the right to demonstrate. Numbers उणे जाल्या म्हणून our spirit is not dampened. We have taken up this issue not because anybody told us to do so. We have taken it up so moto. We know the subject. We have understood the subject. And that is how precisely we have raised this. We will see in time to come. We will sensitize the people more and more. जायत ना जाल्यार मागीर एक लास्ट ज्युडिशियल फोरम आसतले. आफ्टर दॅट वी डोंट नो.
Plus people, tourists are throwing all plastic bottles, all chips खाता थंय wrappers उडयता within the old Goa place. तांकां fine घालपाक जाय. They should be fined. Everywhere.
आमी खूब हेरिटेज साइट.
Yeah, they're very clean and this thing.
3,000-year-old history Egyptian तुझे pyramids. You go and
Not
see
a single piece
how
of
people
garbage.
throng in millions and generate an economy around that. Why we cannot do it?
So
The
when-
problem lies elsewhere. The problem lies in the nexus between these guys where money bags make the difference.
When-
So हे आमचे हे जाल्ले आसा. Vulnerability to आशा रे ती greed. The greed is
See,
destroying everything.
When Goans and Indians, any part of India, people go abroad, they don't throw those wrappers on the road because they know the consequences. They never throw there. But in Goa, they come and throw because there are no consequences. There is no deterrence. There are no penalties, strong penalties.
Yeah.
What is the penalty? Public smoking penalty is 100 and 200 rupees. Garbage throwing is how much? Another 200 rupees.
जातले रे पळय. युअर पॉइंट इज व्हेरी व्हॅलिड थिंग. बेतलबाती आतां ऑलरेडी ग्रामसभेन नोटीस घातली की आमच्या गांवांत आनी लँड घेवपाक तुमी मुखार येनाका म्हणून. आय ओनली होप ऑल अदर विलेज पंचायत्स, ऑल अदर जे गांव आसा तांणी दे हॅव टू एम्युलेट देम. जे बेतालबातीन केला ते सगळ्या गांवांनी जावचें अशें म्हाका दिसता. ओनली देन दॅट मास मुवमेंट कॅन बी
एक
जनरेटेड.
लास्ट क्वेश्चन. मास्टर प्लॅन आम्ही खूप टाइम असं नाही करता. मास्टर प्लॅन जावचो. Is there, are you going to put a foot down? This is the date we need it, because every interviews or every press addresses we hear, the solution is master plan. But master plan charcha only happens during the press conferences, not on the in the public
So
office.
here we have written
No,
to the
see,
central ministry.
there are various forums which do not come necessarily before the media. Now, हे सुद्धा आता आम्ही काम केला कालच करूंक ना. It has been going on. 21st we had written this letter. We have come before the media now so that people should know. कित्याक आमी तितलो गॅप दिल्लो आसा सेंट्रल गव्हर्मेंटाक. आता काय हॉलिडे येयल्यो म्हणटात तें बरें आहा. There is work. I have gone to ASI. I had a meeting with them, long meeting. So these aspects need not necessarily, everything need not come. What work is being done? But the demand remains for a master plan because unless there is a master plan, all these aspects which Prajal has raised now will not be secured. There is a tremendous potential which we can see through this. Economic potential, retaining the heritage character of the place, how they do it abroad. So sensing this, we want that the heritage character should be maintained and what is called sustainable tourism has to be generated, not the kind that is being followed now. This will destroy. Your buildings we येता पळय, बिल्डरांचो पळय अटॅक आसा आनी आमचे पळय ऑथॉरिटीज आसा, they are welcoming these builders. They are not interested in your heritage. So we the people are demanding heritage has to be retained.
That underground palace which is there, I don't know whether you all have seen it. It's an interesting palace.
No, that underground palace is already under private property now.
It is
Nobody
not.
allowed.
Yeah, it is under private property. So I had requested the state archaeology. That time she said that no, we don't want to get into litigations and all. So even that is not enjoying any legal protection. So worry is that it might be filled up also. Now there is no
There's
proper
already,
access.
There's
to
already a project approved over there.
That should not happen. No?
So projects are being approved
Private
every
property झाले
day.
म्हणून.
That is what now.
प्रायव्हेट प्रॉपर्टी झाले म्हणून काय फरक पडना सरकाराक. आय गिव यू वन एक्झाम्पल. जंय मीन मेळटा, wherever mining reserves are found, it may be your private property, but can you enjoy that property?
Same for archaeology.
But it has
It is
happened
same for
over there.
archaeology.
But same.
थिंगा आहा न्हू आता पळय आता तुमी वचोन पळय तुमकां वचोंक दिताले थिंगा भितर वचोंक दिना थिंगा.
अरे पण आमचं सरकार ऍक्शन घेना ना.
सरकार तेच सांगता न्हू
आमी
तुका
कितें
हांव कितें
करतले?
म्हणटा
तूं
there's a ground
आमी
reality
authority
ground
न्हू.
reality कितें आहा थिंगा वचोंक दिना भितर वचोन पळय.
म्हणून अंडर द लॉज they can exercise control over that. That is what the demand is with the government, that they have to do it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much to all.